play for the rings.
Let the chase begin.
All right, in case you didn't know, the NBA season tips off today. All right, let me do some of these storylines off the top of my head. You guys can help me. Houston's a mess. We're going to have KD and Kyrie back together on the court finally. LeBron trying to repeat. Kawhi trying to redeem himself from leaving Toronto, coming to LA. What else? Anything? Oh, Giannis trying to justify being the highest paid player right now.
Philly.
Largest contract in
Philly
history.
with Doc.
Yep, Philly.
KD and Kyrie.
For sure. So there we go. We got a ton.
By the way, even just today,
go ahead, Max.
Dallas and Phoenix is a great matchup of interesting teams. Like a lot of storylines just there.
No doubt. It is so exciting. We're really pumped for everything to tip off tonight. Max, I'll start with you. Who do you think needs to win the title the most this year?
Ready for this? Hold on to your hats.
Yeah.
The answer is LeBron James needs to win it the most. The answer is
What?
LeBron James. Because you can't take this out of context. It has to be players that have a reasonable chance to win, that are on championship caliber teams. Who does it do the most for, and who does it hurt the most if they don't get it done? It's LeBron who needs it the most. Number one, the stakes are higher. He's chasing Jordan. Like, he can't have too many seasons where there are really no excuses. He needed to win the championship and he just lost to a better team. I'm not talking about the KD Warriors, Dominique. Like, KD joined a 73-win team. No one else had a chance. I don't hold that against LeBron. I don't count it against him, those two losses. I don't count against him dragging the Cavs, kicking and screaming in 2007 to a finals he had no business in, losing. So what? It's ridiculous. It's an amazing accomplishment that he got them there. I don't count losing to the Warriors the first time when Kyrie and Kevin Love were both hurt and he still took them 6 games by himself. All those things, or a lot of them, just they redound to LeBron's, they accrue to his greatness, right? I'm talking about You lost to Dallas when you had Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. I'm talking about then you ended that 4-year run by losing to just another team. Spurs were great, but so were you, and you just lost. You're going to do that again, and you're talking about Michael Jordan? So, very difficult to start making that argument. But the other thing is, go ahead. Well, let me real quick, then you come back at me. The other thing is, well, go ahead, Dom. I don't want to chew up all the time. Go ahead.
Yeah, I could argue a different player, but really the argument is anybody but LeBron.
Look who showed up.
Max, I got a question for you. Max. Who's your favorite rapper of all time, Max?
Ghost.
Who? Ghostface?
Ghostface.
Jay-Z.
Okay, and that is based on based on when you heard it and how it felt to you. I brought that up because this Jordan argument is insane. People who think Jordan's the best, he's going to be the best no matter what LeBron does. And people who, like me, know that LeBron is the greatest, we already know it. We don't need another championship. LeBron stands to gain very little from this championship. It's not going to change anybody's understanding of how good he is. Nobody else outside of you thinks that Ghostface is the greatest rapper of all time. And it doesn't matter. And like you, I would say Nas is my favorite rapper of all time.
My favorite.
And right, but no one agrees with you but you. The point is, it's in the eye of the beholder at this point. And I understand that LeBron has been an outstanding GM. LeBron has built a legacy off the court. And I was listening to a podcast last night where Jim Gray said that LeBron James was like Kirk Flood, which makes perfect sense to me, and him ushering in this new age of player empowerment. That is outstanding. He's done all that while being the best player in the universe for his entire career. Like, LeBron James does not need this championship. He doesn't gain anything from this championship. He's already all-time great. Perk, I'm sure you agree with me.
First of all, Max, you thought you was going to get away with that statement. That was the most ignorant thing I've ever heard you say on this show. You thought I wasn't going to come on here. Then I popped up on the screen.
I was hoping you would be on.
It was ridiculous. How can you possibly say a guy that just won the title that he needs to win? He's the one that's up this season that needs to win a title the most? Are you serious right now? He just won the championship.
Well, who needs to win the title the most, Perk?
It's James Harden. James Harden is the guy that needs to win the championship the most. James Harden is the one that didn't had 900 teammates James Harden right now is the one down here in Houston throwing hissy fits and forcing his way out and being unprofessional, throwing basketballs at teammates during practice. And if he gets traded to a contender, he's the one that needs to win a championship. A guy that has led the regular
this is
season
what I'll
and
say,
scored
Perk.
for 3 straight. Max, can I finish? I just let you talk a whole lot of foolishness out there to the millions of viewers talking about LeBron James is the person that needs to win the title. And now I need to finish and tell you why I feel like James Harden is the one. It's because he's forcing his way out of Houston, a franchise that he built up for the last 8 or 9 seasons to a contender team, and he's forcing his way out. And he said that he wants to win the championship. So if he gets traded to a contender, I don't want to hear anything else from James Harden. He's the one that needs to win the championship. But I can't believe
You would be right if
that you actually
you would be
came
right
on here
if
and
he was
said,
on a team. If James Harden were on a team that had a chance to win a championship, you would be right. But right now, the reality is on the Houston Rockets, he has a 0% chance to win a championship. So if we take the status quo right now, Harden don't have a shot. Does he need it in an abstract way? More than LeBron? Of course. But the reality is LeBron James is on the best team in the league. They just won the championship. They got better in the offseason. They're massive favorites to win again. Who else is in that situation? Giannis, even if he would have gotten Bogdanovich with Drew Holiday was with Anthony Davis. They didn't come close to winning a championship. Giannis isn't on the best team in basketball. Kawhi Leonard, you saw Paul George go away in the playoffs. People are not expecting different. It's not like they got Rondo in the offseason. You like Phoenix, so do I, but are they ready to win a championship right now? When you are the best player in the world, and you got maybe the second or certainly a top 5 player in the world on your team, and you're the defending champs, and you're the massive favorites, you got to win.
Yeah, but Max, you always, how can you say that though? Just because they have the best team, you act like the Lakers lost last year. You act like they didn't accomplish and win that 18 championship. And then you have the nerve. You have the nerve to come on here and say that LeBron James, and then you go back to this GOAT conversation about him needing these championships to catch Jordan. And you know what's crazy to me, Max? You know what's crazy to me, Max, is that you always talk about how Jordan won 6 titles and he went 6 for 6. He went perfect in the finals and all that. But I listen to you and I respect you on boxing. You never say that about Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is an undefeated fighter, and still to this day, you don't say that he's the greatest fighter ever to step into the ring. Greatest boxer
who you
ever.
fight, Perk.
So I don't know. So my thing is, you always moving the goalposts to fit your narrative.
I'm not. Hold on. Time out. Perk, let's keep the goalposts in one situation. Boxing is not like basketball. You can pick and choose who you fight. Basketball, you got to play who's there. Basketball, you got to play who's there. When Michael Jordan had an all-star teammate, he always won the championship in under 7 games. The first time Pippen made an all-star team, they went 7 games with the Pistons. They lost in game 7. Pippen had a migraine, scored 2 points in 40 minutes, meaning no all-star on the team again. They lost. Next year, they never won it in under 7 again, including against a 60-win Shaq Penny team and a 64-win Kemp Payton team. Like, the
people who think that Jordan is the greatest are still going to think that. Like, there is no way you can win those people over. Just like you and Ghostface, there's no way that anyone's going to convince you anything otherwise. So LeBron knows the people who know that LeBron is the greatest think he's the greatest. Those people can't be won over, Max. It's nonsense. The real answer to this question is your boy Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard was on the incline. He was on the cusp of going to from a superstar in his era. He was on the cusp of going from that to an all-time great. If he would have won a championship last year, we would have been talking about him like that. You were already talking about him like that. He stands to gain the most. If he's able to win a championship